Goblin army is approaching. That's unfortunate. Anyway, I'm going to plant some mushroom grass seeds here to make the dungeon look more like... I'm going to combine the mushroom biome and entrance of the dungeon here because I like that look. It will take a while for it to actually fully grow though, so I'm going to have to give it time. I just think it's a cool idea. I just think it's neat. Also, from the harpies, we can also get harpy feathers. It's just a material that we can use at some point later. I forgot about this wood here. I need to actually combine down for this chest. Not that I really need it. Yeah, simple stuff. We'll just take it. The only problem with this mimic pet is it just like runs around too much. So I can't like click on it properly. It gets in the way. Has its ups and downs. I also want to kind of turn this whole area here into mushroom biome as well. On the surface. But it's going to take me a bit. Also, we can craft mud block from dirt when we're near water. Just so in case you want to know that. I think I tried to explain that before and I forgot. Also, I just fought the King Slime again. I forgot to have a recording going while that was happening. I'm way more prepared for it because the bee's knees just destroys it, pretty much. But he dropped the ninja pants, and... if I go to my mounts... Slimy Saddle summons a rideable slime mount, which gives us a slime to ride on, which doesn't take fall damage, and can float in water. So that's pretty good. It's slow, but it's good for mobility, basically. And of course the ninja pants, 3% increased critical strike chance, 3 defense. So you could get lucky and get that from the King Slime if you get that, but you'd have to refight him probably if you want that. I didn't even do anything for the King Slime to spawn, he just spawned. Because I must have just killed enough slimes nearby. I do also need to shoot down a slime's balloon when they spawn in. But I think it has to be a windy day for that. 400 zombies. Wow. We're gonna have so many banners. I mean, I can just sell them, so... don't need to keep them. And I make more money. Oh hey, there's a mushroom zombie here. That means there's a lot more of the mushroom actually spreading. Which is good. Because grass-like type things will spread across the blocks that they are associated with. So grass will spread across dirt. Jungle grass will spread across mud. Mushroom will spread across mud. That sort of thing. There's also some grass that can grow in caves that you can't, like, plant yourself, I think. Which will spread across stone blocks. Wait. Pop. There we go. I don't know if that counted or not. Well, I got that one, so that might work. Because I don't know if it, like, converts the slime immediately into the thing I want. The spore zombie seems to have a lot more health than a regular zombie. Oh, there's a lot of slimes in the sky. That's pretty cool. You know, I think if I've got it, I've got it, and if I don't, I don't. I was really hoping to finish this now, but it takes a while to just place down several thousand blocks, so... might have to come back to it. I mean, it will still be like a few seconds from now, probably, when I finish it, so... well, with that, I have just about enough here for this to count as a mushroom biome. I mean, it still has to grow for the rest of it. But now I can also self-produce seeds here to make it easier to expand. It'll just expand over time, which makes it simple enough, so... but I like this concept. I don't know if it's a good use of this area, but it's a thing I like doing, so... I can also use some mushroom torches here and mushroom campfire to see if I can bring it together a little bit more, even. Although over time the fire would just... or the mushroom would just glow, which is cool. I don't know if it counts as a light source, though. So that is something. I also want to build a house here at some point as well, so I should probably look at doing that as well. And we can do that out of mushroom blocks, so that's what I want to do. I've already got torches on the ground, so I can just build around it, which is nice. I want to go for a weird house look here. I want to try something different than I would normally do. Also, like that our mount can also just run over water if we have the water walking boots. Also, hello, enemy. This thing will just shoot at us. Just some spores. We're fine there. There's the other thing about building this here is it's going to cause enemies to spawn, but that's okay. Also, that thing. I don't know what it... I don't even know how to pronounce that. It's a Onomora fungus. I might have got that right. I don't know. I'll never know. They are a lot tougher than regular enemies. But that's okay. We can beat them just fine. Also, the background goes so cool, but we need enough blocks here to actually make it work. Because, like, the more it spreads, the more we're going to get the biome effect. This is actually probably make a pretty good base of operations for quite a while. But the middle of the world is going to make more sense, so... Although, I believe if we make a bed, we can actually change our spawn, technically. Not permanently, because if the bed was broken, it would be set back to default, but... we wouldn't have to worry about that happening. Should really make a bed. I already made a bed, didn't I? I just have it at my base, so it doesn't really matter either way. Okay, we've got 3 houses here. They look pretty alright. Let me just update a few more things. There we go. I mean, I still need to plant some more seeds to make the roofs really work better. I also need to put more mud on the other roof probably as well. Because I like having the mushrooms grow over it. Having trees grow over things is like a cool effect. I like it. Should probably go underground and get some more seeds if I can. Remember when this was deep? Like, just slightly above caverns? That should all spread pretty nicely, I think. It's going to be a bit of time before it actually finishes up, though, so I'm going to work on some other things, because I also need to build a bit of an area here, I think. Because we can now do the boss here by pressing the curse button at night. We probably want an arena for that. And, like, the valley here that it spawns with normally is pretty good for that, but I think we're going to make my own thing, if I can. I think we're going to start with, like, some rope up, like, just out here. And I'm actually going to build the platform higher up, maybe. Because I want to, like, have this look how it will look. So, like that we can, like, change where we are on the rope like this. Like, if I was to not fall off. Like, we can kind of, like, crawl across like this, which is cool. You can build a whole thing around that. It would be inefficient, but it would be cool. So I want to have a rope up. Like, higher than the temple itself, the dungeon. Probably much higher, even. But not, like, to space levels. I'll build it up pretty high, just so I have, like, a reference area. I'm going to build some platform here. How high up do I want this to be? There. I mean, for some things I'll probably want it at this level. We'll leave it there so I can just build out from here. We can also have some platforms lowered down from here, maybe. We can also make this quite wide as well, I'm thinking. Like, overhanging the whole valley. It's not that noticeable. How high up do I want the next level to be? Like there. That seems good. Then another one up, probably. I think 3 is probably a good height here. Good levels thing. I might actually put that one down. I'm also going to put a heart lantern here because it makes sense. Might put it like 1 level down with the fire. Although I'll probably move it in the future anyway, so... I'm just thinking about future stuff at the moment, because there's one thing I want to build that's kind of insane, but it's like... getting it to work is going to be weird. Because of all the elevation in the world being so vastly different in different parts of the world. Like, the left side of the world just goes so high up. I guess the right side actually goes up pretty high as well. Maybe it'll work, but everything is so low in the middle. I think I'm just going to be using a lot of rope is what I'm going to be doing. That should be good though for this. So, let me maybe put down some lights, even though I don't really need them. They're not going to be evenly spaced out either because I apparently can't place them evenly spaced out on the platform. Maybe not on this level though, because of stuff I have planned. Maybe I should start working on that now. We'll see how it goes. The thing I'm going to make is going to be a little bit higher, I think. So let's grab all of our iron and lead. We'll find more probably. And a minecart track. Guess I should also find heart crystals, maybe fallen stars as well. Oh, those are my life crystals. I have 44 life crystals just in this chest here. Also grab one of these heart lanterns. I'm very concerned by the way that I function. All these stars here. Probably need bottles for them as well. I've also got a bunch of chain I can use as well. I would also spend a lot of time in the desert underground if I could get more of these statues with defense on them. But I think they're pretty rare-ish. So the fact that I have two is kind of cool. At least from what little I know of them. Since I didn't know they existed previously. Okay. I think I have what I need now. So let's make a whole bunch of heart lanterns. $45, that's pretty good. Probably gonna need more. And 55 stars in a bottle. And probably a little bit of minecart track. That should be good. Maybe, maybe not. Alright, let's head back to the dungeon. I'm insane. A mount can use a double jump, but not the rocket boots. Interesting. Let me just do a final thing here. Okay. Let's see, because I think if I put this here into that, that's going to make the rope a lot harder to use. Yeah. Could actually probably go a little bit lower for this. So maybe... there. I think that's where I want to put it. Okay. Let's start construction on the world rail. Which the fastest speed we can go and place stuff is like 11 miles per hour. If we go too fast, we'll stop, basically, so... let's go. And we're 6,400 blocks west. So we're gonna need a lot of rail. But this is the world rail. Or what I call the world rail. It's just a rail that goes across the whole world. I usually have it lowered down, so that's easier to get to. Just by, like, flying up to it. Because it means it's still accessible, but it's, like, out of the way-ish. But because of the weird elevation in the world, it's gonna make it a lot harder. We could make it go up and down and stuff, but I prefer having it flat, so... I think this is my best option. I'm gonna have to, like, lower some ropes down to it, I think. Or raise the elevation of a lot of the world. Also, my game keeps lagging a second then it stops me from placing blocks. I'm gonna have to clear the way with, like, some places like this tree here. But I think, other than that, I should have it all lined up pretty well. Might even want to just, like, take out the whole top of the tree for this. Just so it's not getting in our space. But I want to have campfires, heart lanterns placed along the whole thing, so I always have the effect of healing across it, basically. This seems like pretty random, I'm sure. But this is what I normally do, so I don't know. It works, I guess. It does take a while to set up, but it is worth it, in my opinion. There are some areas that I'd love to have it accessible, just like from the ground, which is like over here where I built this area that's just flat. It'd be nice to have it like a little bit lower so I could reach it. But I might have to like figure out some other way to have like a rail going up to the rest of the world rail to make it work, so I have a lower rail. Because I think that might just be the way to go. I don't need a large area either. It doesn't have to be the world rail for what I'm thinking of either. Because there's an event where lots of enemies will spawn and I want to have an upper area that I can reach. Which the world rail would be ideal, but I think it's going to have to be its own smaller rail. But this is why I wanted to collect a lot of rail and get a lot of iron. / lead. Also this Why? It's fine, don't worry about it. Because we need a lot of rail for this. The Blood Moon, that's fine. I'm busy anyway. Blood Moon Blizzard is interesting. I don't think it's a bad thing for us, but still. Interesting. Also, this isn't using up as much rail as I would have thought. I guess there's still a lot to go, but I guess 10,000 might be enough, maybe? I hope. I've gone through stacks of rail before, so... I think there's also a minecart that automatically places rail, which you could get. It's like, just like underground chests will sometimes have it. We've not run into it though, so... But that'd be a good way to set up the world rail. But I'm pretty sure that minecart is like the fastest way to travel manually. And sometimes we won't be able to use the pylons, so this is like pretty ideal. And it means we can get to anywhere on the surface like pretty quick. There's the middle of the world. Our rope going up all the way and down as much as we can so far. Also, I just looked up the thing that I need to know. The slime that I need to shoot down it spawns in the space layer, so I have to be higher up in the world when it's a windy day. The wiki is really just your friend in this game. Just don't be afraid to look up stuff. A goblin army is approaching from the east. We just had a blood moon. Imagine going event to event to event. You know, I'm surprised this isn't using more rail, because I guess like every 2 in a direction is only 1 block, which is interesting. Oh, no, don't do that. Nope, no. I mean, it's pretty far down. I mean, we've also got the horseshoe. But that's why I would prefer to have the rail lower normally. But because of the spawn of the dungeon and a few other biomes being pretty tall, even the beaches, the ocean, it just makes more sense to do it at this level, I think. I mean, I guess I could have smaller rails, like a lower rail, maybe. We could even have a lower rail that passes through, like, mountains and stuff, maybe. We'd need more rail, so... It's also just, like, really annoying to just have to break the blocks, though, to make it work through mountains, but we could make it work. I did that on my first time doing a world rail, I'm pretty sure. I guess a world rail is also better in a large world than a small world. It's probably right in a medium world, but pushing it a little bit. I guess it depends what you use it for. I wonder if you can remove the end of the minecart rail thing. Like with a hammer, maybe? So you just like go off the edge and fly off? I don't know, actually. I've never tried, so... But that'd be useful for smaller rails connected to this. You know, at this speed, just like looking at the background, it's a nice way to travel. Made it to the beach on the other side of the world. That's pretty good. Now I can time myself going from one side of the world to the other. Except I also haven't finished the rail on the west side of the world either, so... But we can time ourselves getting to that point. Gotta really make use of, Nah. No. Gotta really make use of our, grapple for the, rail. It'd be easier, though. Yeah. It'd be easier if it was close to the ground. Or the ground was closer to it. I feel like I haven't set this up very well, but it's fine. It works. You know what? It's fine. This is why we have so much rail. We can get more. And there's the edge of the screen. I think there's an achievement for traveling by minecart a certain distance, isn't there? Maybe I'm wrong about that. I might have just imagined that. There we go. Perfect. Let's go. We can go up to 66 miles per hour. It's pretty good. I mean, obviously it still takes time. But this is so much easier than just walking on the surface. And I think 3 times faster than what we can achieve on the surface. Depending on what we have. We can see the Sky Islands as well. I feel like I've spent too much time playing Terraria, but that's not quite the case yet. If I knew how to one, like, AFK bosses, which I'm pretty sure people can do, then I would be playing too much Terraria. Also, based on the fact that it took us a minute and a half to get back to the center of the world, it's only like a 3-minute journey between everything by rail. So that's pretty good, you know? There's the snow. It's actually a pretty good level to just like connect up to as well. If you can see the trees from the rail, that's a pretty good indication of a good layer for the world rail. Like there. But like not too much of the trees either. But here's our arena thing that we're building. This is probably a good place to actually fight the goblin army. Because I have bees that can just go everywhere for me. Or I should get one of those defense statues over here though. Because that'd be a good use of that, I think. Also, this grew a lot while I was away. A lot more glowy now, which is good. Now I just need more of the mushrooms to grow into big mushrooms. Because I like that look. And then these houses should be enough in the biome that we might get another NPC. I do need to finish the rail on this side of the world though, so I'm going to look at that. Also, let me see if I can... You can remove the edge of the end of the rail. That's interesting. Also, automatic placement for the rail is just not good. I'm going to have that turned off. This beach is a lot better level than the other one, apparently. It's just higher on this side than the other side. But with that... We've reached the other side of the world. It'd be cool if the world looped, but it's understandable that it doesn't. With a seashell it does basically anyway. That is the world rail complete. We've done it. Now we can travel the world in like 3 minutes. Kinda, so. I should also try and finish the pylon network. But I need to get the NPCs to behave themselves. And also probably get more NPCs. I mean, it's only just night, so I can also try and fight this boss now as well. I think we're, like, well enough prepared for it so I can do it, so... Stranger, do you possess the strength to defeat my master? Wish I had any buff things on me. I got those so long ago and I haven't used any of them. Let's do it. Curse. Skeletron has awoken. He's got 2 hands that he will try and rush us with, and his head, which is the main part of his body that we need to take out. His head can do damage when it's spinning, but apart from that, we should be focusing on his hands, because his hands will do more damage to us for most of the time. We seem well prepared for this, though, with bees, so I think we're fine. I could have done this a while ago, but you have to do the worm and the Eye of Cthulhu. Or the worm... No, not the worm. The Eye of Cthulhu and the Brain of Cthulhu. To be able to spawn him in at night. But yeah, he's not too bad. He does kill the old man, though, when he spawns in order for us to destroy the curse. But there we go. Not too bad. Chippy's couch can be placed. Hello, Terraria enthusiasts! Great for chilling like a streamer. I'm assuming that's a reference I just don't understand, but that's pretty cool. So there we go. And now we don't have to worry about being killed by random skulls floating at us when we enter the, when we go into the dungeon. So we can actually do that now. The dungeon's gonna be a fun time to explore, but I'm not gonna do that right now because I need to do other things. But maybe in a minute? Maybe in a second for the video? Maybe? I don't know. I guess I'll see in the future. Just want to put a bit of platform in space here. Could be cool to have like a mushroom biome in space as well. But I don't think that's as sustainable, so... Just gonna set up this second rail here. Just above base, basically. I don't know if it's too high, but I think we can make it work. I can see some trees there. But we're not quite at the battlefield area that I built. The forest. Okay, here's the forest. We can actually see the top of the trees here. That's pretty good, I think. Possibly even too low then, but it's fine. Means it's consistent across the whole area here, probably. Consistent enough, anyway. It's going right into this mountain here, but that's okay. We're probably not going to continue it that way, so it's fine. That is a big gap between the rails. That's fine. I'm not setting up a third rail in between them. That'd be amusing, though. But I think I'm going to need this rail at some point lower down, so I think it's good to set this up now. Also, this means if the Eye of Cthulhu spawns in again, just randomly, we can probably outspeed it to the point where it will despawn, so... I mean, if you don't want the boss to despawn, that's not great, but it means that we can do that if we want to. If I actually wanted to fight it on the rails, though, I'd have to be at a more similar speed to it, or keep speeding up and slowing down to match it. I could also curve this up to the world rail rather than this rail. What do I even call this rail? I don't know. Well, that's all my rail, so... Goes up pretty fast, that's pretty good. Hey, the cloth has arrived. He spawned in the sky. Good thing we have rail. Also, I need to probably not be on the rail when I reset myself, because it would, like, fall in the hole. So I should actually put a platform here. So that just can't happen. Right? Right. Because I can still go through it just fine. Nope, that still makes me fall. Okay, good to know. But the clother spawns for beating Skeletron. Because he is the old man that was cursed. Just gonna make a bunch of campfires. Okay, right here. Go from here, I guess. This works way too well. And I'll have it go all the way down to the ground as well. Since that's simple enough. Okay, Clother. Eustace. I keep having vague memories of tying up a woman and throwing her in a dungeon. Okay. But we get black thread and pink thread here, which are used for making certain types of clothes. Summer hat, which is a vanity item, but also the familiar shirt, pants, and wig, which when we equip them actually make us look like how we look like without any armor. So if we wanted to no armor, we could just do that basically, which makes having different looking characters worthwhile. But I'm gonna stick with the BlueToad for now. Although I guess we're going into the dungeon, it might be cool to look like this. I'll just put that in my secondary thing here. Oh, and you can also use... No, you can't use dye on your regular look for your familiar stuff. Traveling Merchant arrived, though. And also the clother also sells r/Terraria. Can be placed. The Terraria community. There we go. Very nice. Now, where is the Traveling Merchant? Why is the angler over there now? Oh, he's up there? Okay. I kind of set myself up for this, so that's fine. This is when I make another world rail higher up. So I can get to all the Skylands. The space rail, imagine. I shouldn't. I should really just move NPCs a bit more, but this is fine for now. Gonna probably do a similar thing here with this rope to the other island. Have it go all the way down. Takes a lot of rope. But that's why we bought so much rope. So, and we get more from pots and stuff, so that's probably been helping as well. We have all these resources to use, we might as well use them. There we go. Let's see what you have. So where's that might... from places that might not even exist. You're right. Ooh. Have I got this before? I don't think so. No, I have not. DPS meter. Displays your damage per second. I'll buy that. You know the blue tiger. Take that painting. We have Lifeform Analyzer. And Extender Grip. But I don't think we have Paint Sprayer. Automatically paints or coats placed objects. And that's one of the materials we need for the Ultra Tool as well, I'm pretty sure. I think I bought a leopard skin. Or maybe it was a different animal skin. I'll buy an extra one, why not? There we go. And then I guess I'll put the blue tiger here, because I don't know where else I'd put it. I put it anywhere, so. But that looks pretty cool. A lot of this biome is actually here now, so that's pretty good.